now joined by Eunice Sibia, the head of consumer education at First National Bank, to unpack ways consumers can cut down on debt this holiday season. Thank you very much for joining us here in our studios. I mean, it's the holiday season, and most of us are excited and want to spend time and obviously spend money and shop, of course. But what are some of the spending traps that we should really sort of try to avoid in this festive season?
Florence, the biggest thing is the silly season comes with silly behaviors. We get happy, we get all hyped up, we therefore get consumed in the excitement, and we drop our guard. We are moneyed. We have money. Most people got bonuses, and we've been looking forward to the season. So it's just that excitement that actually interferes with the normal discipline for those people that are disciplined, and some just are not disciplined. They just go with the flow. So that's the problem. But also the biggest problem is we normally don't have financial plans, the majority of us. We never plan. We don't have goals. We don't budget. So we just find ourselves, you see this, you want it, you see the next thing you want it, and you have no idea in terms of tracking your expenditure versus the amount of money that you have in terms of where you stand. So it's those things that you know, the excitement, the happiness, just the date, the December month, makes people to behave very, very strangely.
Now, of course, as you know, I mean, many consumers are burdened with debt. Why is the holiday season a good time to cut down on debt? I mean, one would think that this is the time where you sort of let loose because you've worked so hard throughout the year.
Letting loose is good. There's nothing wrong with letting loose. Let loose with a plan. Honestly, we need to plan the letting loose as well. Otherwise, if it overwhelms us, we're bound to make mistakes. Usually, let me say, most people are getting bonuses or some form of a payout, 13th check you want to call it, some Stokvel payouts, you know, that kind of thing. This is the time that you must then sit down and dissect that financial pie into you know, accordingly, prioritize and make sure that you do pay your debt with that pie. Because often what you do, we get happy, we got bonuses, we have money, then you go, you know, entertain yourself and splash out under the name of I'm you know, letting go, I'm letting loose. It is fine, but without a plan, the next thing you look, the money is gone because there was no checking system. However, if you plan up front, if you have an idea of how much you're going to get, do that. Dissect that pie, you know, sensibly. Be honest, be sober.
Is this the best time to talk to your financial planner, I suppose?
A little late, but never too late.
Now, just in terms of, you know, debt, I mean, a little debt may not be a bad thing, but how does one manage that debt and make it positive debt, if one can say that?
Little debt gets ignored because we think, it's only 2,000 Rand or 1,000 Rand or 5,000 Rand, forgetting that it also accumulates interest. And maybe at times you find that we worry about the larger debts because it's the balance that shocks you. But little debt can also get into trouble if you're not disciplined and you don't honor the agreement. So if you're supposed to pay X amount every however much, maybe a month or whenever, do that. Because if you don't do that, one, it attracts negative interest, or you fall into arrears. And it may then become big in terms of your credit scoring can go down because they will list you. Your creditors will list you. So let us honor our debt, little or big debt. It is still a debt. You have an agreement. Honor it and pay on time.
All right, good advice coming from you there. Thank you very much for coming to speak to us. That's Eunice Sibia, the head of consumer education at First National Bank.